Concerns over those who abuse the system has one tax preparer taking precaution. He says he doesn't want the federal government to come after him.
Channel 5's Frank McCaffrey spoke with the IRS about taxpayers, at least what taxpayers should know if they want to try any funny stuff.
Sal Colmenero says over his 19 years as a tax professional, he's seen some changes to tax laws. He says he's dealing with the biggest changes in tax laws ever this year. This is due to the implementation of the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Sal Colmenero says it's busy this season and he has to be careful. He knows he could get fined by the IRS if he gets in trouble with someone claiming a child that isn't theirs. He also knows there's good reason many would want to claim a child they don't parent.
Well, the new thing is on the child tax credit, they get up to $2,000 credit for the first 3 kids. After that, they can get up to a $500 additional credit depending on the family's income, but that's an additional, and then there's no limit. They can have 20 kids.
That's $2,000 per child up to the first 3. After that, it depends on family income. Colmenero says he worries regularly that one of his clients might be pulling a fast one on him. And some of these big ideas involve people who are in this country illegally.
Well, a lot of those families can't actually do tax returns, so what they're doing is they're actually lending the kids. And the person that gets the kid tries to claim it as their own because now they're giving more money for kids.
He says the families lending their children agree to take a portion of the tax return in exchange for the use of their child. Colmenero can get into big trouble if he prepared these taxes, so he takes a lot of measures to stay away from trouble because he says the IRS can show up at his doorstep at any minute.
One of the big things that the IRS did this year is they made sure that we do our all the information to get updates on the kids. They're supposed to be having like letters from the school, letters from the doctors specifying that, you know, those kids are actually yours.
We reached out to the IRS. Clay Sanford, a spokesperson for the group, says it's very wise to avoid playing tricks on the IRS. File an accurate return every time and make sure you get a tax preparer you can trust. This keeps you and maybe your tax preparer away from fines and penalties.
Taxpayers should be aware that they are responsible for everything on their return, no matter who prepares it. And you know, that's just the law. Will the tax preparer get in trouble? That's a possibility. But the taxpayer will be the one who's left with the bill.
Wise also adds you can learn about the new tax laws by reading up on them at irs.gov. Sanford says it would not be appropriate for him to comment on what type of fines or penalties a taxpayer would face if they try to claim a child who is not theirs. He sent us to a link we've posted in the Find the Link section on our website that explains fines and penalties that can be faced in these cases. Colmenero says his main goal is to keep anyone, including himself, from facing these fines. In the Channel 5 News studio, Frank McCaffrey, Channel 5 News at 6.